All right, what's up, folks? This is Ryan from sellthatoption.com. Here we are. It's about 3:35, so we're still 25 minutes away from the close here. So let's take a look at what's really happened today. We're start here in our spiders. Okay, so here we are in the last couple of candles. We'll go back about a month at this point worth of price action. So we see this break here. So we have the break, and then we gapped up today. Bears tried to move that wick down, and the bulls have rallied. So we've seen a pretty nice bullish rally today because we opened, as you can see here, in the intraday, right, 5-day, 5-minute. So we opened here at 286 basically. Throughout the day, we try to get pushed down all the way down to 284.30, but then since then, we've been really riding this 9 EMA. We're getting some resistance here at the 5-day, 5-minute 200, but as we're talking, looking like we're trying to push through that and get a nice little bullish rally into the close. So there we are in our spiders. I'm not going to trust any rally at all, though. Until we get back here to this 50-day simple moving average, right? If we were looking at this would be an area of resistance now. So we have support at 280 or 278. We have resistance at 292.56 right now. So there's going to be the areas that I'm going to be watching. We're in between these two areas right now. And so let's watch for some resistance there. Really very similar thing here on the Qs, right? So the Qs are very similar here, though it's looking like we might challenge the high of the day yesterday, really the open of the day yesterday. We do have these gaps to fill in here in the spiders and in the Qs and in the diamonds, right? All of these are gaps that are eventually going to have to be addressed. When we look here at the small caps leading indicator, small caps couldn't do anything for the better part of a month and a couple of weeks. Right, really range bound, which we haven't seen a ton of recently, but we do have another long wick. Bulls made a really nice move, right? A $2 move kind of in the intraday. We'll see what happens in the next 22 minutes into the close, but really nice bullish intraday. VIX volatility got hammered down. Volatility, let's just go straight to VXX. So during the intraday after hours yesterday, we really saw a massive move in VIX. I mean, VIX was in the 30s, so even after hours it was really moving. Yesterday we sent out to members that we were going to be aggressive in adding volatility positions, and we were. We've had close to 3,000 in profits today on our VIX positions, because we were aggressive. We were down, and so we're about break even now. We were down pretty significant in those positions, but as we continue to see VIX retrace back, and even if it doesn't retrace back to these particular levels, eventually we know because of contango, what's going to happen. We go to a 3-year weekly chart here, 3-year weekly, and what do we see? We see periods of volatility spikes and retracements, right? And so that's what we're going to have to see. Okay, that's what we're going to have to do here is just kind of make sure that we are laddering into positions as they appear. We always want to be short some level of volatility, I think. That's just how I run my portfolios, and it's been successful, short some level of volatility, but you get big, right? You add in when you start seeing these type of positions, right? If we go to something like UVXY, it's even worse, 3-year weekly. Even worse because of the additional leverage, and so VIX, TVIX, and UVXY looks almost identical. But this is why with UVXY, I want to be short some level of the portfolio in UVXY, and then I ladder into it when they're big, when they're big movements. Let's get into the trading strategy charts here. Let's see if there's anything worth noting. We've talked about GDX and GDXJ just being on massive tears. That's continuing. We went long EEM And what was our other FXI? So we went long EEM and FXI, as we've seen pretty significant retracements here in both of those today. Not going to tell you how we went long, but we went long there. That went out to members as soon as that happened. And so that's really where we're at, just trying to ladder into positions. Really awesome opportunity was presented to us in the markets over the last couple of days. And so we're certainly going to take advantage of that, really great trading opportunities over the last little bit. So you're really seeing, though, pretty similar looks along all of these charts, right? Our smaller moving average is further down. A lot of these are at the standard deviation line. So you can go EEF, standard deviation line, moving average, standard deviation line, EFA, moving averages, standard deviation line, EWZ, moving averages. Very, very similar. FXE, I like the look of that here up against the standard deviation, TLT up against a standard deviation, right? So we're seeing a lot of securities that are indeed in positions where, could potentially look at some retracements. XRT, standard deviation, moving average, right? VWO, standard deviation, there would be our moving average, right? HYG, standard deviation, moving averages. XLI, standard deviation, moving averages. Very similar look to a lot of these charts, which is good for us when we think about trading. All right, and so what we're going to do moving forward from here is just continue to watch the market ladder into positions. Going to continue to take advantage of this pop in implied volatility, right? We've seen massive pop in implied volatility. So we might start looking for securities that are available here in October. We're going to start looking at beginning some of these in October, but seeing some nice retracements, a lot of really nice work happening here in the markets. And so these are the kind of opportunities that we want to wait. Let's see it shake out a little bit and then add into some positions pretty hardcore. All right, so best of luck as we continue to navigate August. It's been certainly interesting to say the least. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Have a good day.